Blurtcasting. Big shout out to the Blurtcast crew. Big shout out to Clicks Money for this wonderful idea, and it's great to have so many voices now being heard more and more on the Blurt platform. So Blurt is going to be doing another hard fork soon, and it's an exciting change that will be taking place, which will allow for our voting system to become more fair. It'll still be weight-based because what a lot of people may not understand is that had we done, or had Steam or Hive or Blurt done a system that was based purely on democratic one person, one vote, the obvious problem with that would be that you could have people who could create multiple accounts. I mean, it's so easy to create an account. Yes, on Blurt, it's a little bit more complicated because you have to pay the 10 Blurt fee. But if somebody 10 Blurt for someone who has maybe millions of Blurt would not be a problem if the objective was to manipulate the consensus witness voting. So in this way, there is a benefit to the weight-based. It does, just like the post from Blurt Official, as it acknowledges the weight of your Blurt power then becomes multiplied by 30. And that's what happens on Steam, and that's what happens on Hive. Whereas with this system, your total Blurt power will be divided up amongst the number of witnesses that you will be voting on. So that way it kind of, as the post said, it kind of takes away from the really heavy accounts that have a heavy weight in Blurt power and gives more power to, let's say, quote unquote, the middle class. Those who have a small amount of Blurt power, what I would suggest is that you genuinely look at the witnesses that you feel that you personally would prefer to support and put all of your weight behind that person. Maybe up to 5 people. I mean, if you only have 1,000 Blurt, there's no point in voting for 30 witnesses. If you have 1,000 Blurt, start off by choosing a witness that you really feel is important and that it is doing a lot of good work for the Blurt ecosystem. The same goes for proposals. There's no point in weighing down the weight of your vote by voting on too many proposals. Choose the proposal that you feel is the best proposal, and perhaps that maybe even be the best proposal that benefits you. I mean, if you really enjoy the eco-synthesizer and what the Symbionts team is doing, then, just vote for that proposal so we can keep that Explorer going. So this is an exciting time. We have small changes but significant, and as it was stated within the Blurt Official post, Blurt is continuing to break ground, be innovative, be fresh. Blurt in this culture, this graphene culture, for me, Blurt is the counterculture. I've talked about culture in some of my previous Smartcasts, in which every society, every culture has a main culture, a subculture, and a counterculture. And I believe very much that the counterculture is Blurt, and it is out of the counterculture that the most innovative and the freshest ideas emerge. So I hope to keep an eye on this new change to see what kind of reaction it gets, and to see it's always interesting to see how people will try to game the system. We always have to prepare for that. We make these changes. These are kinds of changes that we make these kinds of changes to take away abusive power from certain people who learn how to abuse the system. But with every change that is made, there will always be the tricksters who will come out of the shadows and want to figure out a way to game these changes. They are exciting changes, and we will see what happens with the top 20 consensus witnesses. I will be keeping an eye on it out of interest to see how this really affects things. And I myself, I don't have a massive amount of blurt power, so I will want to squeeze down the number of people that I vote for by taking into account what those witnesses are doing, how valuable those witnesses are, and really one of the most important things that a witness has to do is make sure that they're running a really good node. So, that's the number one priority. But because of this type of system that we have, it's not just blockchain. We have other things like the front end, the platform, and so you have to take other things into consideration as well. And so once again, big shout out to the Blurtcast crew, and big shout out to Clicks Money for doing this wonderful job of getting our voices out there.
Hello everyone, so this is my entry. I am Clicks Money in Blurt, and I would like to talk about the new hard fork that we have, and I really like it because I considered it really revolutionary hard fork, because a lot of interesting changes there are there. For example, the vote on witnesses. For example, in other blockchains, people usually vote with their stake many witnesses, like if they give, for example, if they have like 1000 power, they give 1000 to each witness, and it's kind of not fair. So the change that they have now, it's like if you are giving a vote, for example, you have like 1000 and you are voting for 10 witnesses, so you are kind of giving each witness 100, and that's of course better than giving like 1000 to each one. The second change also about proposals, I like it as well, because proposals are now also take about 6 months to be accepted, so people don't have like to wait a long time, and if the proposal is not interesting, it will just stay there and it will not be valuable, so we don't need it there in 6 months. I think it will be like removed, because if it's not funded, that means the community didn't vote for it, and it should be removed. This is from what my understanding. I don't know, I'm not that good in this technical stuff, but this is what I understand. Also, they increased the price of the proposal. It was like 10 blurt, now 1000 blurt. It's also good to not make people create like random proposals, but think very well before creating them. And the last one is the proxy vote, because when people have a lot of power, they can abuse it, and they can just like be paid, for example, like can be corrupted, and they can be paid to vote for other witnesses, or to use their account as a proxy. So people will start just using that proxy instead of voting themselves. So it can be abused somehow, and it's of course better for the system. So those are all the changes, and I'm excited about them, and we will have them very soon. And at the same time, we are already recording podcasts about the hard fork and what we all think about it. And right away, when it will be done, we will post also our podcast about it, and anyone can participate, and we will get blurred for that. So the same in the future about Blurtcast. We will also have liquid blurt for each entry. So I have a good idea. I don't want to talk about it, but it will be very soon implemented, and everyone who will send us an entry like this will be getting some blurt, maybe 200 or maybe 300 blurt, just for recording podcasts like this, and this is really awesome. That is it. Thank you for your listening, and I hope more people will participate. And here we go for the next Blurtcaster.
Hi, Blurt friends. Towards the end of July, a new hard fork for Blurt will take place. Let us describe and discuss some of the various changes. 1. Total weight of votes given to witnesses. One of the next changes will be the total weight of votes given to witnesses. From now on will be equal to our total share of powered up. I consider this a good change that creates more balance of vote and power. Second, increase of the proposal initiation fee. The proposal initiation fee is now 10 blurt, while after the hard fork it will become 1000 blurt. I consider this change fair because it could increase the quality of proposal. 3. Removal of the delegation of governance. The governance proxy, which can also be seen as vote buying and selling, will be removed. I consider this change very important. This change will ensure that the form of centralized vote buying can no longer take place. This is a good step towards more decentralization in blockchain and social network. Conclusion. I think all the changes that will happen in Blurt hardfork 0.8 are good, especially the removal of the governance proxy.
Hello everyone, this is iQuatch on Blurt. Talking about the hard fork, it is something that we all have expected to happen, and it is good it's happening at this time. And also, with what has happened, I think that a lot of better things will come up. Yes, and more users will come in, more investors will come in, and I'm also thinking if like I asked yesterday on when Enram hosted a show on Discord Hangouts on the official channel of Blurt, I asked if the hard fork could also come up with a communities as we have on Steemit and on Hive and all that, so that maybe communities could also create a community account and all that. That could also lead people to go into more of bringing in people and encourage a lot of activities that could keep the chain busy always. And also, I was also thinking if the hard fork would also come with a lot of changes in the respect to what is being given as incentives to those who handle this particular thing, so that with that, if we can maybe review what is being given as incentives, also could be of great importance and also effect some change in the price of Blurt and all that. I love the hard fork, and we are looking forward to the days when Blurt was 0.2 cent, and we are looking at that by this hard fork, the price of Blurt could go to 1 cent, and before could be happy, and those who invest will also be happy. I was listening to a friend who said that I bought Blurt when Blurt was 0.2 cents, and now Blurt is 0.006 or 0.007. That is not advancement. That's not to his credit. That is to his own discredit, because his investment is not yielding, but rather is deteriorating. So I'm positive that with this hard fork, the price will change and investors will also be happy. Also talking about the witness vote and all that, the recent system on witness vote is a good one. It's a welcome development. Instead of someone voting all 30 witnesses, if you see what the person is doing, what the witness is doing, and you love the work of that witness, maybe one or two witness votes is monumental than voting a lot, and at the end of the day, it produces no good results. I love this, and Blurt to the moon.
Hello everyone, my name is Beskizito. I want to talk about the recent hardfork on Blurt. It is really wonderful, the changes happening to Blurt. And another thing that I just want to say, I'm really happy that I'm in top 20 of the witnesses, and thank you to everyone who voted me. And I know, and I know for sure that you all continue to support me. I'm really happy to be in top 20. I think Mega Drive and the team of developers are really doing their best to get things going, and then the changes are really, really, really nice. I hope that everyone is going to accept these changes, and that things will grow from there. It is really a nice thing for all of us. And we hope that with this, Blurt will continue to go places. Blurt will continue to go higher, and higher. So this is my entry, and if there's any other thing I should add, please let me know. Okay. Also, today is Let's Talk Tuesday, and I'll be talking about the hardfork as well. So thank you to everyone.
Hello, great minds. My name is Chiboza Wisdom on Blurt. I want to talk about the recent hard fork on Blurt. We have been waiting for it, we anticipated for it, and we thank every Blurt team member and developers that brought it into place, up and running. It is well welcomed, and we are hopeful that it will have great impact on increasing the value of Blurt with time. And we're also happy that it has necessitated a fair distribution of witness votes among Blurt members. I am also happy with the recent Blurt app that is in progress, that is being created by one of the Blurt developers, and we are also happy that it will be up and running in no distant time. A lot of developments are coming on Blurt. A lot of great minds are putting in their best to see Blurt grow to its apex, and I am personally happy, and I oblige everyone to keep doing their best in supporting the effort and the activities of the team members and the developers, because together we all are going to make Blurt great. The hard fork is long awaited, and we are happy it is here, and we are looking up to see more of the values that it will add to Blurt. Thank you, everyone. I remain Chiboza Wisdom from Nigeria. Thank you.